Hello everyone, it's Lindsay with Studio Errata. I'm here to share with you today about my Nara journal, and I just want to go over some of the features that you can expect with your journal, and then I'm going to also share 5 different ways that you can use a journal on your own. So with your Nara journal, it is a spiral bound journal. It comes with 20 pages, and these are A4 size and a 275 micron thickness. So 275 I believe is Nara's thinnest, however it is still a very thick and durable paper compared to some of the ones that I've seen in the past that are kind of like off-brand papers. So this is a really good durable thickness at the 275. So that is what you get with your journal as far as the features. And then I just want to kind of go over some different ways that you can use a journal and what I love about a journal. So the thing that I most love about a journal is that for me, it takes off a lot of that pressure to create a masterpiece and have something that is just amazing and perfect right off the bat. So the great thing is if you do end up creating something that you absolutely love, you can just use an X-Acto knife or razor blade to cut out the page and, you know, frame it, keep it forever. I would definitely recommend that you do cut it. Don't try to tear it because if you are familiar with Nara, it is a tear-free paper, which is great because it's so durable, but not great if you're going to try to tear it out of the notebook because you'll probably either end up ripping it or breaking off the binding. So make sure to cut it out if you do want to, you know, pull it aside. So with journal, I'm going to go over 5 different ways that you can use a journal and different ways that I like to use a journal. So the first way that I like to use it is if you want to test out new techniques. So maybe an artist that you follow has done something and you're like, ooh, I really want to try that. Well, chances are you're not going to master it and do it perfectly the first time. So with a journal, you have a way to kind of practice that over and over again. And because it's Nara paper, it is stain free. So if it's not happening the way that you're wanting it to happen, which we all know happens quite a lot, you can just add isopropyl alcohol and wipe it clean with a paper towel or cotton pads and just start over fresh. So that is one of the amazing things about Nara is you never have the pressure to have everything perfect because you can always start with a clean slate, literally. So testing out new techniques is a great way to use a journal. Another great way to use it is to swatch out colors or different color combinations, just to see maybe how the colors bleed together, how they blend together. And also if you're, you know, trying to create an artwork that has certain colors for a client, great way to kind of test out like what is the perfect color combination and get their client's feedback before you proceed with, you know, creating the artwork. A third way that you can use a journal is to kind of log and just keep track of what it is that you're using for your artwork. So I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'll create something that I love and then I can't even remember what colors I used, what techniques I used, and then there's no way to even try to replicate it. Not that you can ever replicate alcohol ink, but you know, if you want something similar, you're just like, oh gosh, I have no idea what I did. So having a journal is a way to keep track of exactly, you know, this is the artwork I created on this date, here are the colors I used, here are the techniques I used. It's a great way to just journal all of that down to store and organize for later. And then another way that you can use your journal is to create kind of an idea book for commissions. So if you're working with a client, they're not going to understand necessarily terms like, oh, do you want a wispy look? Do you want negative space? Do you want the full page filled? So having a journal is a great way to kind of actually create a book with different techniques and things that you can do to show them and get an idea, you know, a common language with a client so that they understand the terminology that you're using and understand what it is that they are looking for in their commission piece. And then the 5th way that you can use your journal is to use it just to kind of warm up and loosen up before you get into creating your artwork for the day. So it's just kind of a nice way to kind of get into the flow and get into that nice groove and headspace. So those are 5 different ways that you could potentially use a journal. And then the last thing that I wanted to go over is the actual cover of the journal. So this is something that is super, super cool. Nara will send you an email after you've placed your order for the journal, and you can send them a photo with how you want your cover to be customized. So you can send them your artwork, which is what I did here. You can send them, you know, a photo of something that's inspirational to you, and that will be added onto the front of your cover for your journal. And one thing that I really loved about this is, you know, the piece that I sent the photo of had gold in it, and I wasn't quite sure how it was going to turn out, but as you can see, it really created that look of gold in it, and if I wanted to get really fancy, I could always embellish it. But just a super good quality journal, and it's great to have a way to kind of keep track of all of this stuff for alcohol inks, because in the past, you know, I've had journals, but they're all paper. And so to be able to do this for alcohol ink is just really awesome. So I definitely would encourage you guys to get your own journal. And I would love to hear other ways that you might use your journal. If you have ideas or if you have any questions about the journal, just drop me a comment below, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.